It's been 7 long months since SSERAFIM last took over the K-pop scene, and fans are more than ready for their return, counting down the days until their next album drops. Now, after what feels like forever, a new comeback is finally set to happen in March, and the anticipation is through the roof. While news outlets confirmed an album is on the way, they're keeping the details under lock and key, which means fans have been playing detective to figure out what's happening next. Fans have noticed that SSERAFIM has been spamming white heart emojis on social media lately, leading many to believe that their comeback is happening on March 14th, which is White Day in Korea. If this is true, this could mean a major concept switch up, possibly something softer, sweeter, and more romantic, which would be a wild contrast to the fierce, rebellious energy of Crazy. But if there's one thing we know about SSERAFIM, it's that they never disappoint. Whether they're going soft for White Day or bringing back the intensity, this comeback is about to be huge. Some other big news is that after years of waiting, SM Entertainment's next boy group is finally in the works, but fans might not be getting the smooth debut they hoped for. Speculation is running wild that SMTR25, the group of trainees introduced at SM Town Live 2025, will have to compete for their debut spots in yet another painful survival show. And if that's true, it's about to get messy. SM has been dropping hints left and right that something is in the works. Chief of New Artist Development Yoon Hee-jun recently teased that the trainees are working on a new way to interact with fans, and if K-pop history has taught us anything, that's usually code for a survival show. Plus, let's not forget that Studio White, the agency's broadcasting and production studio, has been suspiciously quiet since its launch in 2023. Fans are now convinced that this is what they've been waiting for, an SBS-backed survival show that will put these trainees through the ultimate test. However, the problem is that SM has never fully relied on survival shows to debut their groups before. Their artists are handpicked through an internal evaluation system, meaning fans don't typically get a say. And if they suddenly switch to a survival show format, people are worried that visuals will be prioritized over SM's signature vocal and performance skills. As soon as rumors started circulating, fans weren't having it. The idea of watching talented trainees battle for their debut in an intense, emotionally exhausting reality show wasn't exactly an exciting thought. Some pointed out how these shows don't fit SM's usual style, while others flat out rejected the idea, saying they don't want to see these boys suffer for entertainment. Now, on a more serious note, 21's Dara, also known as Sandera Park, has found herself at the center of intense backlash after a resurfaced video revealed a deeply problematic past relationship, one that many are calling extremely disturbing. Controversy started when an old Dara TV clip from 8 months ago began circulating on social media. In the video, Dara casually tells Minzy a story about how, before her debut, a cute guy approached her at an arcade and asked for her number. Since she thought he was adorable, she gave it to him. But here's where things took a wild and deeply unsettling turn. The boy was only 14 years old. What makes things even more messed up is that, at the time, Dara revealed she was 19. However, instead of immediately walking away, she chose to lie about her age, telling him she was 16 so they could date. As if all of this wasn't disturbing enough, Dara continued to tell the story as if it was a cute little romance. Fans couldn't believe that Dara not only admitted to dating a minor, but she also laughed it off like it was a sweet memory. She didn't try to excuse it, she didn't say she was unaware of his age, she knew exactly what she was doing and even changed her age to make it happen. And somehow, nobody stopped her from telling this story on her own YouTube channel. Netizens were left stunned, wondering how this flew under the radar for so long. Some even questioned if her team approved this segment before it was uploaded, especially at a time when celebrities are constantly held accountable for past actions. Many pointed out that a 5-year age gap might not seem massive in adulthood, but between a 14-year-old middle schooler and a 19-year-old adult, it's a completely different story. As if the situation wasn't uncomfortable enough, Minzy's response in the video left fans equally disturbed. Instead of reacting with shock or concern, she smiled and treated it like a wholesome story, which made the whole interaction feel even more surreal. Netizens couldn't believe that neither Dara nor Minzy saw a problem with what was being shared. Backlash continues to grow by the minute, with many people saying they can't look at Dara the same way again. Even those who loved her as an idol are now feeling deeply uncomfortable, and her past carefree, quirky image is quickly being replaced with a very different perception. For now, Dara has yet to address the controversy, but with social media already exploding, fans are wondering, will she take accountability or will she try to brush this under the rug? Dara wasn't the only idol causing problems this week, because G-Dragon also faced a fair share of criticism regarding his world tour announcement. G-Dragon's long-awaited return to the stage should have been a moment of pure celebration. After years of anticipation, he finally dropped a teaser for his third album, Übermensch, along with the announcement of a world tour under the same name. Fans Fans were ecstatic at first, ready to witness a huge comeback, but the excitement quickly turned into heated controversy when people began analyzing the meaning behind the title and the visual branding of the promotional material. While Übermensch might sound like an artistic and quirky choice, its historical meaning has left many, particularly European fans, feeling deeply uncomfortable. The term, originally introduced by German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, describes the ideal superior man, someone who transcends conventional morality and becomes a higher being. However, that's not why it's causing an uproar. The issue lies in the fact that the German regime twisted Nietzsche's concept during World War II, using Übermensch to justify their ideology and the belief in an Aryan master race. Given this dark history, the use of the word in a global tour, especially one that could include European stops, has received immediate backlash. But the controversy doesn't stop there. Fans quickly dissected the visual elements of the tour's promotional poster, and things only got more unsettling from there. The typography and color scheme used for Übermensch have raised even more eyebrows, as the sharp Gothic-style font and the bold red and black aesthetic have an eerie resemblance to propaganda designs used by Germany throughout World War II. While G-Dragon has long incorporated these types of artistic aspects into his work, many fans feel that in this particular context, the combination is deeply problematic. As discussions grew online, people also pointed out that this isn't the first time he's used visual elements that could be misinterpreted. Some recalled his past Mama performance, where Übermensch was featured in the background while he stood in the center of a stage design that closely resembled the number 88. While this could simply be a reference to his birth year, 1988, many were quick to point out that the number has unfortunate associations in certain political spheres, particularly in far-right circles. Others took the analysis even further, highlighting that his birthday falls on August 18th, another number that, when taken out of context, could carry problematic connotations in Europe and North America. Alone, these elements might not have meant anything, but combined with the choice of Übermensch as an album and tour title, the discomfort only grew stronger. Fans have been vocal about their unease, with many calling for G-Dragon or his team to address the controversy before it spirals further. Some have defended him, arguing that in South Korea, these historical connections do not carry the same weight as they do in Western countries, and that the use of Übermensch was likely meant in an artistic or philosophical sense rather than political. However, others feel that, intentional or not, someone on his team should have flagged the potential issue before deciding on the branding. One particularly blunt take online suggested that if G-Dragon were to bring this tour to Germany without making changes, it could turn into an outright disaster. As a global superstar, many believe it's his responsibility to be mindful of how his artistic choices are perceived on an international scale. With his tour dates and locations still unannounced, speculation continues to build over whether his team will quietly adjust the branding or double down on their creative direction. Finally, let's talk about NewJeans, who, moving forward, will be known as NJZ. The girl group that took the industry by storm has officially rebranded, a move that nobody saw coming, but that perfectly reflects the chaotic, unpredictable battle they're fighting against HYBE and Adore. For months now, the legal war between NewJeans, Adore, and HYBE has been making headlines. The members dropped shocking allegations of manipulation, mistreatment, and shady business tactics by their label, leading to a messy public fallout. The group held an emotional press conference in November, announcing that they were terminating their contracts and breaking away from Adore for good. But Adore wasn't having it. The label immediately fired back, claiming that the contracts were still legally binding, filing a lawsuit to enforce them, and even attempting to block the members from signing independent brand deals. While the case is still tied up in court, with hearings scheduled for March and April, the girls have decided they're done waiting, and now they're taking full control of their careers under a brand new name. The group's name change to NJZ wasn't legally mandated. It was a bold unilateral decision by the members themselves. According to Honey, the rebrand is about turning this rough period into something exciting rather than letting it define their careers. The girls are pushing forward, refusing to let corporate battles slow them down. But looking at this situation from a legal perspective, things are still an absolute nightmare. Adore was quick to respond, issuing a statement calling the name change unfortunate and insisting that the contract dispute hasn't been settled yet. They also took another dig at the members, saying that they're always open to talking and resolving misunderstandings, a claim that literally nobody is buying at this point. Fans are exhausted by Adore's copy-paste responses, with some wondering why the company is dragging this out instead of just letting the group go. But there's a lot of money on the line, and HYBE isn't about to let one of its biggest acts just walk away without a fight. There's still a massive question mark over whether the group will have to pay penalties for leaving, and the numbers being thrown around are ridiculous. Some estimates claim that the 5 members combined could owe over $213 million, while others say the number could go as high as $442 million. But NJZ's argument is simple. They didn't break their contracts, Adore did. They believe that the responsibility should fall on the company, not them. Whether the courts agree with this is yet to be determined. But legal drama aside, NJZ is embracing its fresh start. They made several major announcements during a live stream, revealing that their new debut date is February 2nd and that they're getting ready to release new music and restart their activities. They even claimed they were going to be signed under a brand new agency. They'll also be performing as NJZ for the first time at ComplexCon Hong Kong in March, where they'll reveal their first song under their new identity. The members have been teasing a complete creative rebrand with bolder styling, more experimental music, and an entirely new approach to their performances. While they're still holding on to the essence of their original identity, this rebrand signals that they're ready to break out of the box that Adore put them in. They're ditching the girl next door aesthetic that defined their early days and leaning into something sharper, edgier, and more unpredictable. The members have been vocal about wanting to experiment, from trying out non-gendered clothing to completely reinventing their sound. According to them, their next era is going to be massively different from what fans are used to, but in the best way possible. The timing of SSERAFIM's comeback and NJZ's rebranding has sparked an intense debate among fans, with accusations flying that HYBE is deliberately sabotaging NJZ's fresh start. While Fear-Nots are thrilled about SSERAFIM's long-awaited return in March, bunnies believe that the comeback announcement was strategically timed to overshadow NJZ's major rebranding moment. Whether or not HYBE's timing was intentional, March is definitely going to be an eventful month for the K-pop industry.